Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Probation Officer's Perspective. Today's another one. I just got done putting out a video. I don't know who watched it, anybody watched it. I hope you watched it, regarding a Knoxville, Tennessee police officer that was a chomo in the 6th. Go watch that video. I mean, this is right here in this picture is a Franklin County deputy sheriff here in Ohio. And the reason it touches home to me is I worked for Franklin County. I worked in Franklin County. I'm sorry. I worked in Franklin County. It's very close to my home. So when you see things like this, it's like, man, I just did that one in Tennessee. But you're going to see what I was talking about in my other videos. Go back to my other videos. You know, I have 2 videos that says chomos, pedophiles, the corrupt judicial system, or, you know, the basically like kind of babying favoritism, things of that nature that I witnessed personally in Ohio, like with sex offenders, and some of the things they do. And make sure you hit that like or thumbs up, thumbs down. Please leave or hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for all, so you'll be notified all the new content I'm pushing out. This one here, you know, I wanted to get it out earlier, but I had things. I get things done today. I was out all day. I stutter a lot too, just by the way. I know people make some rude comments. I don't think it's cool. I can't help it. I'm doing the best I can as a content creator. I'm new to this. As you can see, look at the handful of videos I have. It's like I'm trying to get this out to you guys, and I get, you know, everybody's going to leave their own comments, but I get some pretty nasty comments about, it's like, are you serious, dude? You're like, I'm not, you know, if I was getting paid for this, then I'd be upset. I don't care about money. It's not why I'm doing it. I'm trying to make the community aware of what's going on, especially with these sex offenders. It's just like my own experience working as a felony probation officer and dealing with some of them. And then here, I just did this one. I did that story yesterday or day before yesterday about the Tennessee police officer. And then this one pops up right by where I live. You know what I mean? The county I live. And where I worked in that county. It's crazy. So anyway, cut me some slack on the I'm new to this. As you can see, I've only done a handful of them. I'm new to it. I'm trying to get my niche, but I am getting the message out there. You know what I mean? The best that I can. Again, it was a hot day today. I was outside all day, and I'm tired, but I wanted to get this in. So let's go ahead and watch the news clip, and then we'll go from there.
Sheriff's deputy is facing dozens of felony charges for rape and gross sexual imposition.
Deputy Charles Davis was arrested today by U.S. Marshals in Ross County. NBC4's Anna Hoffman has been working to learn more about a disturbing story. So Anna, what can you tell us?
Yeah, disturbing it is, Colleen. And according to the indictment, about half of those offenses involve a person under 13. Davis has been indicted on 58 counts, 32 for rape and 26 for gross sexual imposition. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says they were made aware of this investigation last September. The indictment says the offenses happened between March 2020 and October 2022. Half of the charges he is facing involve a person under 13 years old. I spoke with U.S. Marshal Black after the arrest. He says they were not involved in the investigation, but did carry out the arrest. He says when the marshals are arresting someone in law enforcement, it can slightly change their approach, but not their mission.
When we are tasked with that, we treat them just like we would any other fugitive. We go after them. We try to do it as quickly as possible, as safely as possible to everybody involved. But it does change things a little bit because we know they're armed and we know that they have tactics somewhat and possibly some training just like that we all have.
Franklin County Sheriff Dallas Baldwin released a statement. It says, "This is an extremely serious matter, and I have full faith in the investigation. We are committed to maintaining the highest standard of conduct and accountability. I want to reassure our citizens that we are dedicated to transparency, professionalism, and as always, the safety of our community." According to the Ross County court docket, Davis was arraigned today and has been released from jail. He's expected in court at the end of August.
All right, so here we go again. 58 counts. And he was released today at his arraignment. 58 counts under the age of 13. Like, did you see me? I was like, what? Because I didn't hear that part or see that part. Apparently, that's insane. That is insane. So let me read this to you, because see, journalists, they jump on stories before they get all the information sometimes, and different news media outlets have obviously different takes on things. And so I'm going to read this to you. Franklin County deputy charged with 32 counts of the big R, victim under 13 years old. A Franklin County Sheriff's Office deputy has been released from custody on a GPS monitor after being arrested on 32 counts of rape Tuesday morning in Ross County. GPS monitor to monitor where he goes and where he's supposed to be, or house arrest. It doesn't say, but I'm hoping that's what it is. Let's go on. I want to know what his bond is and how he got out so quickly. Now, see, they said 32 counts. This is both posted at the same time, too. This is the newspaper, and then the news art, and then we had the news media. They said, what was it, 58 counts? Now they said 32 counts, but one count's too many counts. Where does he need to go? Firing range. Firing range. Deputy Charles R. Davis, 50, a 21-year veteran of the force. And yesterday, or the day before, when I did the Knoxville, Tennessee officer, he was a 17-year veteran. Now, he's 50 years old and a 21-year-old veteran of the force. He's worked there 21 years. I'm going to say this again, just like I said in that video. You do not wake up at 50 years old and decide, you know what, today I think I like kids under 13, whatever it was. Yeah, 13. I like kids under 13. No, it doesn't work that way. You're born that way. Your thought process is that way growing up. That's what you're into. It's not something at 50 years old that you just... So is there more? I know this happened supposedly, I think 2 years ago, but he just now got arrested because they had, after their investigation. So a 2-year investigation. But is this the first time this has ever happened? Do you think? What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. I don't believe so. Every time I see this, and it's somebody that's like in law enforcement, really makes me sick to my stomach. 21 years. You think he's never dealt with juveniles or kids, or they put their trust in him because he's a police officer? Yeah, that's just crazy. You got to watch my other Shomo videos, and you'll understand where I'm coming from when I dealt with him. Okay, so he was a 21-year veteran of force, has been on administrative leave since the department learned of the investigation in September of 2023. Well, they said that they were doing the investigation, but it from, what was it, 2020 to 2022. So that sounds about right, I guess. They investigated it. So he's been on Investigation administrative leave. So, since September of 2023, okay, almost a year, it'll be a year next month, he's been on paid leave. Those of you who don't know what administrative leave is, I'm sure a lot of you do. When you're put on administrative leave, it's paid leave. So he's been getting his pay this whole time. All right, let's go on because it's making me mad. Oh, so it does say, okay, according to a statement from the sheriff's office, Davis faces 58 criminal counts, including the rape charges and 26 counts of the gross sexual imposition. Up here it said 32 counts. They changed it up. So maybe that's mixed, both counts all together. 58. That 58. Go watch my other videos. I'm telling you. 300 counts of not the big R, but 300 counts. You know what I'm saying? Gross sexual imposition is a 4th degree felony in Ohio. Okay, so let me tell you what, and every state's different. Like California, you know what I mean, is different. And man, I don't know why this hat keeps moving around. It's driving me nuts. Keeps spinning around. So a 4th degree felony in Ohio, you got 1st degree is your worst, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, 4th degree, and then 5th degree, which they didn't used to have a 5th degree back in the day. It was just 4. Then they made the highest misdemeanor 5. 4th degree misdemeanor, or 4th degree felony in Ohio is probation. You're going to get probation for that. But let's move on. 4th degree felony in Ohio, in which the offender has sexual contact with another against the victim's will. The Ohio Revised Code identifies sexual conduct as vaginal or intercourse or oral sex. Sexual contact is identified as any touching of any erogenous zone of another, including the thigh, bottom, genitals, or a female's breast, or sexual gratification. For sexual gratification, I got to get through that real quick. I don't want to. I am reading. I mean, it's right here. I got it from the news, so I'm reading it how I read it. I'm not cutting no corners here. The sheriff's office said it will comment on the criminal case and that an internal investigation is underway. Are you shitting me? Their internal investigation? What? Hopefully it's to check to see if there's any other victims from his whole 24 years career. The offenses occurred between March 2020 and October 2022, and many involved a victim under 13. That's sick. Firing range. Let's go. Firing range. According to court records, documents related to the investigation don't say whether he committed the offenses while working. Well, again, if you would go back to my Chomo pedophile videos, there's one case that I worked where he used his authority per se for his own gratification. The indictment contains 16 charges accusing Davis of engaging in sexual conduct with a child under the age of 13. Sick bastard. Sick piece of shit. As well as 16 counts of engaging in sexual conduct by force or threat of force. I'd say he probably used his position. Right there, it tells me by force or threat of force. The indictment also includes 12 allegations of engaging in sexual contact with a child under the age of 13. 12 allegations of engaging in sexual contact by force or threat of force. And again, that's my opinion, but we'll see how it plays out. Court records available in the case do not indicate whether the allegations involve multiple victims. Don't even know if it has multiple victims or not. Come on. Get your shit together, guys. When you're doing an investigation, you gotta have all that shit together. Court records say Davis's current address is in Pickaway County, but according to a records check performed by the dispatch, Davis was previously living in Ross County. Columbus defense attorney Sam Shemansky. He's a good attorney. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, I dealt with him before. And if you watch, again, I'm going to tell you, go back to those videos, the 2 videos I did, and it's about my life story, or my own experiences with the sex offenders when I was a founding probation officer. And he was the attorney I was talking about in the one case. If you watch it, he's very expensive, and how that guy got it, I don't know. But anyways, confirmed Wednesday his office was representing Davis. He said Davis had his first hearing Wednesday afternoon in Ross County Common Pleas Court. I already see it. During that hearing, Shemansky said prosecutors had asked Davis be held on a $500,000 bond. So a $500,000 bond is what the prosecutors are asking for. I get this crap. This ain't a bunch of shit. And then this is why I talk about the corruption. But a judge determined Davis should be released on his own recognizances. Are you kidding me? An OR for 58 counts of sex crimes? And you got an OR? Hell, you can't even get an OR for a misdemeanor criminal case most of the time. And this guy's has 58 felony charges and for sex crimes, and he got out on an OR bond. Are you shitting me? Without paying any money. As a condition of his release, Davis will be required to wear a GPS monitor, Shemansky said. So what? So he's on a monitor. That doesn't mean, hey, come over here. The monitor don't have a camera on it. It tells them where you're at. They monitor it, whoever's monitoring him. When we used to do GPS monitoring, you had a pager. Basically, it was a pager-like thing. And anytime they got out of, you set the zone on the computer. And anytime they went out of that zone, it would notify you right away. And then you could pull it up. We didn't, you could get on the computer and pull it up and see where he went or what was going on and whatever. But anyways, bullshit. An OR bond with a GPS monitor for 58 sex crimes. I'm telling you, go read. And this just happened. My stuff is way long time ago prior. And I told you how the judicial system, judges, different, how they do it. He's known about these false allegations. Now they're false allegations for a year or close to it, Shemansky said. He intends to fight this to the death in the courtroom. Shemansky said he's not aware of how many victims are involved. His own attorney don't know how many victims because he hasn't obviously got. He represented him in court, but he didn't get any. Trying to read here real quick. Sorry, guys. Apparently, he didn't get any discovery. Not aware of how many victims are involved in the allegations or what the specific allegations are against Davis beyond the generic language used in the indictment. When he was indicted in front of a grand jury, the dispatch has reached out to the Ross County Prosecutor's Office for additional information. Davis is next scheduled to appear in court August 26th for a see what I'm saying? Preliminary hearing in Ross County. Sorry about that, man. See, I get myself going and I stutter. I can't help it. I never used to stutter. I have PTSD, and I've had PTSD, and I think that's has a lot to do with my stuttering. Is my, I get that way, and I get pumped up about something, or it's bothering me. It eats at me. I'll lay there in bed and things will start eating at me about like things like this, and the stories that I do. When it comes to these minors and sex offenses and just in general sex offenders, chomos, it really eats at me and bothers me. And it has a lot to do, or it has something to do with my PTSD, but not everything. And I'll get into all that later on. Anyways, he's scheduled to appear in court August 26th for his. I already said that for his preliminary hearing in Ross County. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys today. Go check out my other two, and you're gonna see, because those were, let's just say, 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, those cases I talk about in those two Chomo pedophile videos I did, those were over 10 years ago. And that's the way things were then. And as you see right there, 58 counts. Okay, so you got an OR bond on that. I mean, are you shitting me? It baffles me. What is the judge thinking? The prosecutor's asking for a $500,000 bond. Judge says no. Just going to give him that. I mean, obviously they had enough evidence to indict him in front of a grand jury indictment. So, let's just OR him with the ankle bracelet. Come on now. Jeez. Come on, guys, bear with me on this. I'm done with this. I'm getting this piece of garbage off the freaking screen right freaking now. That's freaking, I can't do it. Can't do it. And it probably ain't gonna let me. That's just the way it works. Okay, get off of there. There we go. Bye. Piece of shit. Yeah, give me a break, guys. I know, you know what? I'm taking the comments with a grain of salt. Everybody's like, you know what? You're doing a great job. And, you're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people out there that are going to make fun of you or, talk bad about you or talk shit in the comments because I wasn't perfect at my story. Did I get my story out to you guys? I hope I did. I did the best job I could. I explained it to you. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, this happened today. I was blown away. I read it this morning when I first got up, but like I said, I was gone all day, and I'm super tired right now. I'm ready for bed, but I wanted to get the story done. And you know what? If you've never done one of these, and I'm a new content creator, there's a lot of work involved to do a video. I mean, you're talking just say doing the video and you do it perfect. Like, I try not to have to start all over again, which I have done several times. Let's just say you get a good cut video, and you got to add all your stuff in, and then you have to upload it, and then you got to do your thumbnail, and you got to do all this stuff, dude. We're talking a couple hours for one video, at least. And it takes a lot of time, depending on how long the video is, how much work you got put into it. So, hey, leave comments down below. I mean, I'm a man. I'll take it. I might delete it if you're going to make fun of me, you know what I mean? Or because I stutter. I can't help it. Got PTSD, dude. It affects me. It's not a joke. It's not something to be played lightly with. There's a lot of people that suffer from it, and I'm one of them. What I'm trying to do is make the community aware, and this is what I tried to do when I was a felony probation officer. My job was to protect the community from people like this, and, well, people that were on paper that should have been sitting in prison for the rest of their life that didn't, got put on paper, and I'm supervising them and making sure that there's no other victims. And trust me, if you get a chance, again, I know people say that I talk slow, whatever. Go back and watch those two videos that I have. It says Chomo pedophiles, corrupt judicial system, whatever it was. Go watch those two. You're going to see these cases that I had and what was done. It's crazy because this is what I'm talking about. Years later, here it's still going on. An OR bond on 58 sex charges, sex crimes. And they're charged, and he was indicted on. But let's just OR him. All right, guys, have a good night tonight. Be safe, and I'll see you on the next video.